Okay, so day 21 of the 28-day project, and I thought we would do a little experiment with some different ways that we can use these Derwent Inktense blocks and the Inktense pencil. So I've got 7 different ways here that we're going to try out, 7 different ways to use these Inktense blocks. So let's get started. First thing we're going to talk about is dry paper marks. So I'm just going to use this orange because I have a lot of it. So obviously you can make marks on dry paper with the side. You can make lines on the dry paper. These do blend somewhat well, but not great. If we get it wet, we can do wet marks on the dry paper, like that. You can get some pretty good thin lines as well. You can also come in with a brush. It'll give you some, and spread those out so they're more like paint. We can also just take a little bit of the color here on our brush and use it like watercolor on dry paper. Okay, so that's way number 1. We can use our Inktense pencils and blocks. Of course, you can always come in with a palette knife and make marks in there as well. Okay. And after this little explanation, we'll do our 10-minute piece for the day. The second way that we can use them is we can wet the paper. So we just lay down a little bit of water. We want it shiny, but not like saturated. So we can use just dry marks or dry medium on here. Let me get out an Inktense pencil too, so we can see how that works. And you can see that it reacts just a little different than it is over here. It's a little smoother, more vibrant line, although those are not, those aren't the same colors. Let's try this one. This is probably the same color. You can also do, if we do wet onto wet, you're going to get some really juicy marks, even with the pencil. You can see that we're getting really, like that color is vibrant. And then we can also, come in again with the brush. What happens if we do, let's get a little bit on our brush here and do wet into wet. So now we have like some watercolor going on. Once they're dry, you can see that I can activate these, but the lines stay pretty well. So you're not going to get a lot of lifting through there. So if you wanted to use a different color over top of that, let's say something like this, then you're not really going to pick up what's going on down below. Is that dry? No, that's dry. And you can see, let's do a little wet on these dry paper marks, just to kind of see what we got here. And see if that's going to lift up. It shouldn't, because those marks are dry. Yeah, you can see we can just color right over it and make almost a new shade. The third way that we can use our pencils and blocks is we can use them on stamps. We can rub them just a little bit of water over the top of our stamps. And then we just stamp. Well, that didn't work out so well. Let's try again. I don't think I had enough water on there. Let's do this. I'm actually going to spritz this with a bit of water. And it should give us a little juicier mark. But again, experiment with your tools and your materials. So the 2 different kinds of marks there. Very interesting. The next way that we've been playing with this week is using sandpaper to make shaving marks, right? I didn't put any water down there. Let's spray that a little bit. Spray it with water. Let's actually get some water on there. And we can just put some shavings down like this to make some fun marks. We can also come back in with our palette knife to draw back into that. That's really fun. I wanted to try one more thing. So some people have mentioned using a strainer for using these as you get, oh, that works much better. Look at that. Well, that's much easier than the sandpaper. And it's almost more delicate. I wonder if it works with, let's try it with the pencils. Definitely works with the pencils as well. Okay, that's much easier than sandpaper. Awesome. We learned something new today. So yeah, we can come back in with lines over top, or we can just leave it. We can also come back in with a little bit of water and kind of, you know, make some marks like that kind of come through. So shavings, fourth way. So I was looking on, I saw somebody using a Caran d'Ache palette, and it looked to me like it was a cutting board. It was $15 on Amazon, so I did not buy it. I went to the dollar store and got a $1 cutting board for this next technique. So the idea is that you can put rub your pencils or even the sticks onto this, and then you can take some water and it's going to give you a nice wash like that, which will bring us to our next. I'm going to add some of the screen. It's also a really good way to blend the colors. Now, I don't know how great that Caran d'Ache palette is. I'm sure it's fabulous, but this is $1. And yeah, it was at the dollar store. So we've got some marks there. I'm going to take some of the pink too and add that. The next one is adding alcohol. Now, I haven't tried this myself, but I saw somebody else do it. So there we got some shavings. Let's take our pipette. Let me get the alcohol out. And we're just gonna drop some drops in there to kind of see what it does. I have to let that do its thing. Ooh, it's kind of working. Neat. Let's add a little bit more. Let's add some more color. Just add a bit more. I want to make sure that it... Oh, you can really see it on this one. What if we moved it around a little bit? That's kind of fun. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I've got a lot of color here. Hold on. I got put down a pretty bold amount of color. Let's come in with some water. And we're going to mix this up with some aqua pasto here just to kind of see what that does. Again, I have not tried this. Aqua pasto is a thickening medium for watercolor paint that gives you almost, you can see already like how different it is from what we had over here. It just thickens it up to give you almost an impasto texture. So we can come in like that. Let me put another line down. Ooh, this is fun. I love it with watercolor. I knew I was going to love it with this too. We bring in our color shaper and come down a little bit. This paper is really textured, so you can also come back in with a palette knife and make marks through here. Spread it out. You can see how thick it is. Aqua Pasto is like one of my favorite mediums ever. So yeah, that's Aqua Pasto. Neat. Love it. Ooh, this is really fun still over here. That's kind of a fun technique. I like it. Okay, let's talk about making a wash. I'm going to put down some pigment right here. And I'm going to lay down some water. We kind of did it up here a little bit. Oh, I just made water there. We kind of did it up there a little bit, but I kind of want to see just how. If we can do some sort of gradient maybe with it, I think I want to try. So let's get some water on here. I like this little palette idea. That's kind of a neat thing. So this is like a wet and wet wash. Let's put some of that. Oh, let's do that kind of purpley color. That'd be really cool. You do have to press a little hard to get the color to come off on here, but look how pretty that is. So vibrant. I love it. Okay. That's a pretty good wash. I'm not really good at washes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very good at it. I'm getting better. But look how clean that is. Like there's hardly any marks. Like, that's a really good wash. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I need to find some new colors. I've been kind of just using, I think I've never really swatched these like properly. So let's come in with a little bit of this is the indigo. If we mix it with that orange, we're gonna get like this sort of browny purple color, which is nice. So my goal with finding is always trying to find colors that I would use in my own work. I don't use a lot of orange. I also don't use a lot of pink. I don't even know what to make. What if we mix that with that? What happens there? Let's mix this green up with this pink. What do we get? Kind of the same color. How's that possible? Oh, it's a little different. I'm intrigued by the green and the orange together. Should give us some sort of brown color, which is quite nice. And there's also this sort of peachy color, this peachy flesh tone color. Like, I don't know when I'm ever going to use that. Let's try it with the green. What's that going to give us? Ooh, that's fun. I like that color. That's a keeper. What if we mix the peach? I guess I should move this over so you guys can see what I'm doing. With this indigo color. My favorite, almost Payne's gray kind of color. That's kind of nice. Kind of a nice pale color. Now I believe that The pencils and the sticks, at least the sets that I have, are exactly the same. So, like, what about this color? What can we mix this with? It's really green. But, oh, we can make a, what if we did, like, mix a yellow and a little bit of the blue. What are we going to get then? We should get some sort of greenish, bluish. Ooh, that's fun. That's a pretty color. It's a nice green. I'm going to run out of room. And we could probably mix that with this purpley brown color that we made earlier with this color. Oh, look at that. That's fun. That's a good green. I could mix colors all day. I really could. What about, we do have a red. We mix the red with the green. We're probably going to get some sort of brownie color. Kind of a nice autumn color. So which one of these do you think you might use? I love the dry paper marks. Those are real easy. The wet and wet paper marks were fun. You can see as it gets wet, it gets more vibrant. The stamps was cool. I think I can play with that one a little bit more to make it more fun. The shavings, I think, was really cool using the strainer because that's easier than sandpaper. It was a lot easier, and you could actually be more precise with it. The alcohol one, I'm not sure if I like that one. I mean, it kind of worked, but like the dots really aren't, that's not kind of anything that I don't like those textures. Maybe using it when spreading it out might be different. I had to play with that one a little bit more. The aqua pasto, I think, turned out really cool. Love the wash. It's a beautiful wash of pink right there. That pink color. The color mixing was fun. And I really like this little cutting board idea. I thought that's a really cool idea. So we're definitely going to be using that. Let me know which one's your favorite. And let's move on to our piece for the day. Okay, we're going to start by wetting down the paper with not so clean water, somewhat clean water. I'm okay with that. I'm going to come in with this mixture of this sort of gray color. I'm just going to make a gradient coming down my paper. Oh, no. Okay, phew. Once again, I thought I cleaned my brush. Okay, let's keep going. I kind of just want a mark coming through here. What are all these chunkies? Got chunkies everywhere. I kind of wanted to come down that way a little bit. Let's get some of that greeny color. Let me get a different brush. Where's my smaller brush? Got this really pretty gray color coming through here. And I want it to overlap a little bit. I'm trying to make a zigzag almost. Let's do some of that. I've added some pink. That sort of brown color. Might need a little bit of, maybe a bit of orange in there too. I kind of want to bring this up through here. Just playing with these overlapping shapes. very wispy today. Let me get let's get our knife out. I'm gonna need more color. I'm just pretty much using the colors that I already mixed today. So let's mix up a little bit more of that. I like this this peachy color with the Payne's Gray is pretty nice, I think. Gives us this really subtle brown color. Boy, that red just keeps popping up there, doesn't it? It's like wherever I go, there's red. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna add some more Payne's Gray. So we're only gonna be using the Inktense colors today. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. What if it came down more kind of into that shape? Do you want to color shape it out? That was maybe a mistake. Maybe. I didn't set a timer, guys. Ooh. That's fun how that just pushed through there. So we're going to have to we're just going to wing it today. I don't think you mind. Do you mind? I don't think you mind. Okay, let's come in with a little bit of this color. This Payne's Gray color. We want to make marks that are a little different. So we don't want all of our marks to be the same. I'm not really happy with, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more. I really like that sort of neutral gray we got going there. So I'm just gonna, this shape right here is bugging me. But I really like that pink color. I'm gonna add some of that through here. Simple, simple, simple. I kind of am liking this. Got a little bit of the blue through there. I like that shape. I think the sky is perfectly acceptable, although it might need. Is that too much? Maybe. I kind of just wanted to warm it up a little bit. And maybe just a hint of blue up there at the top. Or maybe more than a hint. It was looking a little bland. Looked like it needed something going on there. Okay, I'm fine with that. I think we need some bolder colors though. I kind of like all the greens and the grays we got going on. I think like a line of something right through there. Maybe just a little bit. I'm being very, very, very delicate today for some reason. I don't know why that is. I'm usually much more aggressive, but sometimes it happens when you start using different materials. I think we need, okay, that's way too much of that, but just sort of like that color. It's not a color I normally would choose. Okay, let's add some speckies. I'm just gonna spritz. I want some to come through here. Let's do the green. Okay, this is so much easier. You guys are geniuses sometimes, I swear. That's why I love this community. Okay, let's give it another spritz. I'm going to put some lines through there. Ooh, the green is nice. The green was a good choice. I like drawing back into those little marks a little bit. That's really cool. Do we want some up there? Let's put some water. I think I want it over here. Let's go with the blue. I also think that this is a nicer way to use it because I'm not wasting pigment on the sandpaper. Oh, that's not, you can see how that just popped up there. And I got some in the sky. Oh, well, okay. You do you, Sky. Okay, but these marks are fabulous. I gotta fix that. I don't mind that it's there. It's just a little too. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Here's where we can get a little. What happens if we didn't try this though? What happens if we get our palette knife wet? Can we make marks like that? That didn't really work how I thought it was gonna work. Ooh, I like that. Put that on tip number 8 that we didn't talk about. Putting the pigment on the palette knife by just like getting it wet. It's kind of rubbing your palette knife along the side. Okay, love that. Okay, this is the Baked Earth, which maybe is the same color that we've been using, but we're gonna add a little bit of this. This color is nice, I like it. That might be this color, but they don't look the same, do they? They do not. We just need to bring some energy through here. I like what I've got going on, but you know, I like marks. And maybe this one's just gonna be this simple. I don't know. I think it might just be this simple one today. Because I like what we've got going on here. And I don't want to just keep adding marks to add marks' sake. right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Almost like highlights through here. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's where we're going to stop today. Okay, I'm going to add one more line. So I've got this coming through here. I kind of want to add a line with my, this is the Indigo Inktense. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, let's look at it with the mat. Okay, here it is with the mat. Just found another spot that I don't really like. Let's see what we can do with that. Okay. I like, this is all Inktense, so that was really fun. I really enjoy the washes that it made, that we could make with that. I mean, it's a little dull. Like when they dry, they're not as vibrant sometimes. They do dry to a matte finish. And it's probably because I didn't use a lot of pigment in some of these. I used a lot of water. Love this section right here. Love the pink, the hints of pink and the brown and the lines coming through here and the speckled spots. Like, I feel like this is really, it's light. It's a little departure. Not a huge departure from what we normally do, but I really like the quality of the line, the scratched in lines, the variety of textures that we accomplished in this is really cool. And we got to find some new techniques. So I think that was really fun for day 20. We're going to continue on with this tomorrow, I think, because I really want to explore this idea a little further. And we've only got 7 days left, so we might as well make a run for it. Okay, I'll see you back tomorrow for day 22. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click over here. Ask any questions in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.